Alrighty, howdy, hey there folks, hope you're doing well today, hope you're doing amazing today. We're going to be kicking it off pretty darn shortly here. We are doing some Elden Ring Stranded. And in this case, what that basically means for us is that we're going to be playing through the DLC at pretty much starting level 1, in this case, starting new game character. And yeah, we just have to pretty much rely on what's in the DLC to get us through. With like a few small exceptions in this case, like there's very obvious ones that more or less would like make our lives harder. We could do them, and we could make our lives harder in that capacity. However, I have chosen not to, only because in this case, I mean, our idea here is to have a good time, not to be absolutely stressed out. There are definitely some ways around this stuff that we have to worry about, but I'm gonna say for the time being, we're just gonna enjoy it. So that's pretty much the through line here. That being said, we'll get right into it here pretty darn shortly. Enjoy the Ultra Kill, and yeah, get yourselves comfy and cozy. Happy Saturday. Sunday. Shut up. Alrighty, there we go. Cool. Alright, so in this case, our starting classes will still be randomized, but overall, pretty much, like, I guess in this case, just kind of going over the things that we do have versus what we don't have. While the starting classes are randomized, I have kind of made it a plan to start off with the basic wretch class, regardless of that fact. So no matter what any of these other classes have right now, c'est la vie, doesn't matter, rip and piss, bozo. And honestly, that does make me a little bit sad, because, like, honestly, on some of these, yeah, there's some not so half bad equipment. But, that being said, DLC has a decent amount of equipment. It shouldn't be randomized when we get into the DLC itself. The actual, like, stuff inside the DLC should all be more or less where we should expect it to be. Which hopefully we'll figure that out once we get on in there. But either way, Lordsworn Straightsword, Wretch, level 1, that is our starting class. Beautiful. Cool. And honestly, I'm going to keep our current character model. I think this is more or less like my through line. This is the character model I want to use consistently. So, other than that, okay, so I wasn't actually expecting the starting items to be randomized at this point in time. I'll probably end up choosing, like, I guess in this case, you know, I guess in this case, like, it's not really, we're not looking to have something actually, like, genuinely useful. So we are going to probably start off with the telescope in this case. So, yeah. And as for that character name, I haven't really put much thought into it, actually. Let's just do Felice. There we go. Beautiful. And away we go. So this doesn't start off kicking us right off into the DLC when we do this. It does start us off in the precipice, or at least it should. But as you can see, there's a grace right here. And that grace, in this case, is what will take us right to the DLC. Now, in terms of everything that we have available to us right now, what you might notice immediately is that in this case, we start off with a maximum on our flasks. The flasks are also leveled up fully. That was one of the things that I was like, yeah, you know what, honestly, like, give myself a freebie on, fuck it, why not? Like, it's not that deep. The other thing that I wanted to give myself, at least in, like, terms of, like, just bare minimums, was in this case just the tiers that increase my total stats by 10 points. That was one thing that I did want to do, just because that seems like a overall smart one to have, and it's also just an overall smart one to make my life a little bit easier. I would say the same thing of the Cerulean Hidden Tier in this case, but the Cerulean Hidden Tier is kind of infinite mind as opposed to it just being like a plus 10 to mind. So I did kind of say, no, I'm not going to do that one. But really in this case, we just have these plus 10ers, and other than that, that's pretty much it. That is pretty much the through line there. As for anything else that we have available to us here, we don't really need anything else here. It's all pretty much base game stuff, so we're not going to be using it. And yeah, I mean, yeah, I could technically take in the plus 5ers for the talismans and whatnot. That would be useful, but I'm gonna say no to it only because, honestly, like, I don't know, like, the talismans is a little bit more straightforward. One other thing that we do have going on here before we kick into it is we do have all of our talisman slots, because frankly in this case, like, it just makes our life that little teensy bit easier, not having only one talisman slot. And in this case, our goal is to use DLC equipment. So yeah. That's pretty much, I think, about everything to cover. The fact that we started with the Lordsworn Straight Sword, really in this case, that's just pure luck. I mean, it's honestly, it is pretty much just like bare bones we could possibly get. Yeah, honestly, yeah, it is pretty bare bones. It is entirely pretty bare bones. But that's what we got. That's what we're working with. And we're going to go ahead and head on into DLC. And, yeah, I think in this case, we're pretty much good to go. So let's just go for it. Start making our way downtown, walking fast, eat some ass. Or DLC bound. Beautiful. Oh, and I'm sure I shouldn't have to even explain it, but yes, we do have Torrent. Actually, now think about it, Torrent usually goes there. Or at least for me, personally. We do have access. We do have access to Round Table Hold. I should probably express that much. So yes, we do have that available to us. Other than that, we're pretty much... Yeah. Level 1... flimsy as fuck. A single attack will demolish us in an instant. So yeah, good stuff. Good cooking on this one. I figured this would probably be a good way to just kind of explore the DLC more. Hopefully find out a little bit more about it. It's stuff like that, pretty much. We're probably going to try to make sure that we're not, like, blowing through too much too quickly. Otherwise, we're going to probably have a pretty miserable time. Wait up. Thank you, Torrent, for being the worst ever. I mean, I really shouldn't be surprised at Torrent's being the worst ever. Okay, alright, cool. Yeah, it seems about fitting. Okay. Little bit of money, okay. I'm sure the obvious thing is obvious here, but yes, we do in fact need to level up our health as much as possible. Because yes, health is going to be... it's going to be king, considering the fact that right now as it stands, we are as flimsy as absolute fucking shit. And past that point, yeah. Alright. I think in this case, everything that we've checked so far has been... Okay, perfect. Good. I probably do want to pick some things up just to sell and whatnot, because the more that we have to sell, obviously, the better. Revered ashes over here. We will end up using probably some of the summons on this run. More than likely. I would like to kind of get a better overall mix in this case. So, ideally, yes. Ideally, yes. Give me a couple more things to work with, please. Just a few. Just a few things. I don't need a lot. I want something to work with. The black hammer that's right behind us would not be a terrible get. It would not be a terrible get. We could honestly probably work with that one pretty damn early. It's a pretty good weapon. You know, I don't quite really understand why there are just some dogs in the DLC that are just on fire as they are. I don't think I quite figured that one out, admittedly. I wonder if we could bait the Claw Brother to tossing his ass off the ledge. Possibly. Maybe. I mean, worst case scenario, we get absolutely nothing out of it other than dying. So, yeah, sure, fuck it. Let's give it an effort. I think it was somewhere this way. Not seeing him yet. I think in this case we might have run past him. I can't remember if that's his scream. But I think it was. I think it was. Huh. weird. Do we run right past him or something? Or am I crazy? Huh. Where is he? The fuck? Do we actually run past him? We might have run past him, actually. I'm not sure. Fuck. Also, is that a pot brother? That is not a pot brother. Okay. Alright. There he is. I see him. I see him. Alright, bait him. Find a cliff. Surely this works, right? He might fall for it. He's rubber banding. Of course he would. He went with. He went with. You know what? Can't complain. How much was he worth is my question. Hopefully he was worth a decent little pile of money, because honestly, like that would be really, really nice right now. It would be something to work off of. Either way, though, at least now we have a new weapon. I don't plan on using that weapon because it's pretty fucking bad. Wait. The fuck? Is he not worth shit? You know, admittedly, I wasn't expecting that. Okay. Yeah, sure. Why not? I guess he could be worth literally nothing. That's fine. You know what? It's fine. That's totally fine. We didn't need that money anyways. Okay, seriously, who keeps fucking yelling like that? Is the ram? Alright. Camp that's already been ransacked. Okay. Alright. You know what? That's fine. I know where we can go and get a decent pile of money at least, so like we'll probably end up going to do that sooner than later. So we'll probably go do that soon. In fact, by like soon, I mean like more or less now. Because that is 90k that we could easily get. And that is 90k that we could dedicate immediately right into leveling up our strength. So, yeah. You know what? Yeah. Alright, another brace. Beautiful. Okay, cool. There is a pot brother over here. Only problem is that I'm pretty confident my damage is shit. Yeah. Okay, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of just got away with that, so yeah, sure, we'll take that. Okay, yeah, no, definitely, we will in fact take that. Painting. I don't know if this painting results in anything actually, like, worth my time, but fuck it. Everything probably counts right now, and that is something that could probably count. So. Ooh, please don't actually aggro to me properly. Thank you. Backhand blades. You know what? Maybe... Okay, fair enough. Maybe the backhand blades might be an option for us. The backhand blades might actually be an option for us. They might be fun. They might be fun. Alright, let's go collect our 707 again. Unfortunately, as it stands right now at least, that 707 is... It's worth something, at least, at a bare minimum. Alright, start heading over towards Freya, and... I forget the other one's name. Forncent, there we go. Yeah, we'll start heading that way. Ideally on this run, we end up getting one smithy weapon in particular that I can rely on. And in this case, probably one standard weapon or one somber weapon that I could say, like, yeah, sure. All right. There we go. Talk to them.
Then we'll understand. The Earth Tree is, I believe, but never.
Of course, Burger King is talking mad shit. Understandable.
But as long as you...
$707's probably not going to be enough to get us to where we want to be, but I'll still take it right now. Okay. I'm going to get the 3 decks required for the backhand blades, I think. And then we're just going to pump nothing but vigor probably past that point. I think that sounds at least reasonable. Alright. Nothing in terms of armor. Alright. Not yet, at least. We're definitely going to be looking for armor, for sure. Another Skaju. I thought there was something over here. There was, in fact, something over here. Okay, cool. And I believe we start with cookbook, or at least the crafting kit. If we don't end up starting with crafting kit, then yeah, we're going to probably go and make a detour to go get that. Because I do want to actually use the crafting kits for all it is worth. Understandable. Okay, crafting kit is available already. We already have hefty pots, and we already have a recipe for, I think that was the fire coils. Okay, all right, cool. You know what? Honestly, not bad. Not a bad get. Alright, what we have in mind right now, why don't we go ahead and go get the Grace over by the Twink, over by Tholier. That seems like a a mostly good idea. Okay, awesome, cool. Guy literally poked me once with a spear. I mean, yeah, fair enough. Like, I don't know what I expected, but yeah, sure, fair enough. So I was thinking I probably might end up adding a timer to the screen, just for the sake of tracking the actual time on the run. Oh, item. Ooh, okay. I did not plan for that guy to get shot, but I mean, shit, we'll take the freebie. Please pick up the item. Thank you. Fire Spurk a perfume bottle. Okay. Cool. Awesome. Skull. I don't know if the perfumes would be worth it. But I guess in this case, at least that's an option. Either way, 1800 almost. Not terrible. Pop a 10k. Get some extra levels going. Damn. Okay. Honestly, not a bad early game start. So, okay. Alright, cool. I do know that there's a decent amount of faith-reliant stuff in the DLC, so we're probably going to end up pumping a decent amount of faith at some point or another here. But who knows? Maybe that small amount of adjustment made it so we could survive, like, one hit. Maybe.
Well, I'm as weak as I've always been. I'm afraid. Sorry.
Alright, plenty of poison crap here, which frankly I do find myself like a little bit tempted by, but I'm not going to worry about it right now.
Just give me.
I guess we could go try and kill the ancient dragon man, or at least the invasion of it. Yeah, let's go see if we can do ancient dragon man invasion. It might go over well. Who knows?
Mark my.
Okay. Alright, thanks, buddy. Alright. Ancient Dragon Man, let's do this. Okay, a little bit more annoying with the bird being here, but surely it's fine. Where is he? I don't actually... There he is. Okay. Well, I mean... You know what? He still fell to his death. He still fell to his death. And that's an easy 24k just like that. I don't remember if he actually gives us anything of genuine value for dying like that, but...
I am sorry. I repent. Closer. Oh, horror. Please. Savage me no further. Oh, oh.
Does not look to be. Okay. Go. Beautiful. Big, meaty pile of money. Alright, we're gonna get this grace, but we're not gonna actually, like, act on it yet. If anything, we might run through the cave system here to collect some upgrade materials and whatnot, but other than that, I think that's kind of our through line for the time being. 27 that. Little bit more in strength. Because we do have some shit that we want to collect. Obviously, but... that actually just takes us back out of the cave. Alright. Are you guarding something of use? Admittedly, for the most part, no. No, you are not. Oh, I was able to actually tank that. Okay, fair enough. Alright, cool. Still a decent supply of shit for us to more or less get out of here. So, yeah, we are gonna go ahead and keep looting. Smithy ones. Okay, there's our plus, or our up to 6. Now we need another 6 of those, and then we can go ahead and get... Well, in that case, we can actually get something up to a plus 3. That's cool. Alright, nice. Unironically, I do genuinely appreciate the fact that, like, hey, there was more upgrade material in the DLC. Fuck. Okay, understandable. I do appreciate the fact that we do have more upgrade material. That means a lot. I mean, like, in a general sense, it's kind of it doesn't actually technically mean a whole lot, just because in this case, DLC, you probably already have all the bell bearings and so on and so forth. But it's nice to have those things. It is nice to have them. I don't think there was anything to actually pick up out here. There is something right at the very bottom of this hole. We're not fighting Dragon Man yet. We don't have the resources for it. So that is not happening. There's some Smithy 4s, and at least now we have some Smithy 1s, some Smithy 4s. And otherwise we can take that and actually go put it into something hopefully useful. Wait, did I not get the Grace over by Tholier? Wait, did I not actually? No, I did. Okay. Weird. Don't know why I didn't register that. Alright. Okay. I do probably have to be checking for items as I move along here. Probably. Yeah. There we go. I thought the Grace over here was a little bit closer. Or at least I thought there definitely was one. Grab. Beautiful. Alright. Head back the other way. Keep heading towards the fortress. The Great Katana would not be a bad option. It wouldn't be a bad option, I think. It does kick, like, a lot of ass. And I also believe that we can use Flame Spear on it, which... I mean, shit, honestly, something with Flame Spear on it would probably not be a bad idea. Thank you, Torrent, for torrenting all over the place. So, Great Katana might be our option. It might be what we pivot into. Yeah, potentially. Alright. Not that I need it. There is another way of having done what we're about to do here, but this will at least get us access to more stones. and that does not suck. So we might also end up farming up one of the chicken legs from the goofballs over here, because I know that that weapon right there is really damn strong. Alright. Let's go ahead and run through this place, I guess, and get what we can out of it, and see where it puts us. Obviously, we can't really do a whole lot here just yet, but it's still probably worth the looting, at least. At a minimum. Alright, Smithy 5. I did go ahead and move myself back over to the standard upgrade system in this game. Yeah, these bastards take a lot of damage. Not really something I can, like, reliably farm just yet, but still, it's something to work on. Smithy 2s. Okay, beautiful. I think I will actually need to farm these at some point or another, because I believe they drop Smithy 3s. And I don't remember, in terms of DLC, like, how many, like, off-rip available Smithy 3s are there. Just that these things drop them. There's one. Okay. Almost at enough. Almost at enough for a +3 at least. That's good. And then we're also almost at enough for up to +6. Ideally, this tunnel holds both of those answers. More Smithy 3s, beautiful. Smithy 2. Or Somber 2, my bad. Somber 6, okay. I believe in this case, for this one, we run up top first. And that gives us better access overall. Smithy 4s. Okay. Alright, there's our +3. Still need enough, in this case, for the +6. I think in this case we can go up to like a +7 at the moment. beautiful. Alright. This is just a weapon. It's also, I guess, an ancient dragonstone, which is kind of nice. Alright. All that has been done. Very cool. Oh, wow, one square off is enough to stagger this boy? Damn, okay. I'm just taking the fight here because it's easy enough, and I can kind of make a reasonable, like... I can handle this well enough that it's not that big of an issue. And if I end up getting one of these lads' weapons, then we are kind of cooking. Likewise, this is money. Okay, there we go. Ooh, nice. Okay, that was more Smithy 4s, and we got a Blood Fiend's 4. Which I don't think I really want to use, but I mean, it's something that we can loot and something that we can easily farm. So, you know what? Not too shabby. Alright, this guy's getting 3v1'd. Let's pull aggro for at least one of these. And we accidentally pulled aggro for 2 of them. Of course we did. Not a bad pile of money that we're just kind of getting for doing this. Alright, beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, alright. I mean, not something that we're getting immediately at least, but it might be worth farming up the weapon for it just because. Understandable. 23k, not down the turlet, but pretty close. I'm gonna probably go prioritize that money in this case. It's just a teensy bit more important. Damn, these guys have 0 poise. Huh. Like, square off is really, really good, just in general. I'm honestly kind of tempted to make square... Like, Lordsworn might actually just be the route for us to take. Because, like, the weapon is really damn good. Alright, beautiful. Man, it is a whole lot of stackers going on here. String, okay. Man, there is just a whole lot of backstabbing and butthole stabbing going on here, and it's kind of funny. Okay. Doesn't look like we got it from that group. Surely one of these lads gives it to us. 3 whole turkey legs. Or we could get stabbed ourselves. That's also an option, actually. Fair enough. This isn't a bad place to farm, like, runes and whatnot, though, at least. Because these guys just, in their consistent fighting, the fact that somebody will win the fight does mean that somebody's going to be paying us. So, you know what? Not bad. Not bad. We could work with this. I think I'm going to leave them alone for right now. I'll go kill this one more time here. But other than that, I'm gonna leave the rest around. The rest around. Level 1 run. Good luck with that. Thank you, Kingdom. We're not gonna be level 1 permanently, though. We're just kind of starting off at level 1. Sacred Bloody Flash. Something else died up here. We'll we are planning to level up as we move along here, so that is happening. These guys got the advantage on that one soldier. Little unfortunate for me, but fair enough. I am kind of considering actually using the Lordsworns though right now. Like it's kind of proving its worth just a lot in the simple fact that the weapon art is still really fucking good, honestly. So we might actually be using this. Festive Grease. Okay. I don't remember Festive Grease actually being even remotely useful, but cool. Sure, why not? More toxic muslings. Okay. Cool. Cookbook. Yeah, I was gonna say that's the wrong one. Alright, there we go. Cool. Oh. Yes I did. Fully passed it. Beautiful. Okay. Alright, castle time. Or at least fort time. Alright, 33, and probably just some more strength right now, honestly. Alright, cool. Smithy 8. Didn't actually mean to fall all the way down here, but yeah, sure, whatever you say, game. Right, cool. Like this. Not ideal, but fine. Hey, Ruddy. And am I bored of this game yet? I mean, it's Elden Ring, so no. But thanks for the question. I did not mean to roll off there so quickly. Holy shit. Okay, fair enough. Alright, didn't need that, but fuck it. We got it now anyways, so whatever. Huh. Weirdly empty area. And I hope otherwise you're doing well yourself. Alright, anything else over here before I go back into the fort? Yes. Okay, alright, a rune arc. I don't, unfortunately, think rune arcs have a whole lot of value for us on the DLC, but that's okay. Ghost Glovewort 1, though, actually. I mean, if we get actually like a decent pile of Ghost Warts, then we could in theory level up an actual spirit. In theory, at least. A lot of money. Alright. Not a great time to die, but whatever, it's fine. We got the 90k runes, so it all works out. Okay. Alright. Extra money in pocket. Beautiful. Love to see it. This shit results in almost nothing every single time. Although I will say, actually, maybe if some of these extra enemies die here, that could be some money. Potentially. It's highly unlikely that that actually balances out in that way, but it could be. Alright, I do see 1 or 2 enemies ready to die. I don't see them killing the dragon, admittedly, but like, I'll take the freebies on the money. I thought somebody died there. Fuck. All right. Damn. Okay. Sure. Whatever. Scarab right there. Do I have any throwables? I do? Yes. Get your ass back here. Alright, Somber 8. Okay, cool. Another tunnel system should attribute more to our total level ups. Smithy 6s in here. Smithy 3s. Alright, decent little pile of a mixed bag of upgrade materials. Not bad. Smithscope Spear. Okay, awesome. Cool. Very cool. All right. I don't know if these guys will drop me anything like of genuine use because we're in DLC, but I guess it's worth checking just in case. At the same time, too, I'm kind of just... I don't know, I'm kind of feeling like maybe we do actually end up fucking around with the Lord Sworn, just because, like, this has been doing a lot of work. It actually, like, has been doing a genuinely large amount of work. Alright, Smithy 3s. Alright. 2 more 2s. 1 more 3. Already at 4s. 5s are on their way. Alright, cool. Cool. There's the 2 needed. 3 needed. Beautiful. Go just that little teensy bit closer. Another Smithy 5. Alright, there we go. Ooh. That sounds like a rough time, honestly. That sounds like a pretty rough time to get in. I definitely wish her the best of luck with it. Also, you can't heal. Oof. Oof. Rough. Rough times. This... okay, never mind. It's not gonna kill me, but it was gonna try. That's a lot of slimes in this room. I would, in theory, say that that room's worth at least looting, just because of how many slimes are chilling in there, but that is a lot to deal with. Another Smithy 6. Got a new talisman. I can't really say that new talisman was worth a lot, but it's something. Another Smithy 5. Ah, yes. Spine crushed. Two more items in that room, then we're chilling. Oh, slime dropped something. More stones, beautiful. Alright, cool. Alright, cool. Not too bad of a run. I'm not sure actually where I would go in this case to go get myself more 5s and 6s. I'm pretty unsure of that one. Alright, cool. Beautiful. I gotta say, our damage actually doesn't suck, all things considered, because, like, we're doing, like, sizably large amounts of damage, and this weapon isn't even leveled. At least I would arguably say so. Okay, so we're still landlocked here, which means we have yet to actually find, like, the proper ending to this dungeon. I wonder what that is and where it is. Maybe... no, it's not there. Okay. I think I already took that ladder, if I'm not mistaken. Either way, we're gonna have to go back up, I guess. Alright, nothing more to that. Okay, alright. Aw. The big golem was petting his slime. Huh. Weird. Was I, like, actually incorrect about the right routing here? Huh. Maybe I was. Actually, now that I look at it, I can't get over there. I wonder if I'm supposed to pull the lever and run over there and hop up that wall. That could maybe be it. That could maybe be it. Yep, okay, yep, that was it. Alright, cool. Is there, like, a secondary route here to, like, get me up here, or was this it? I think this was it. Alright, what do we get? Oh, okay. Alright, cool. Ancient Meteoric Ore Blade. Alright, cool. Alright, that little bit more to push us further. Alright, nothing in particular. Oh, wait. Here we go. Something right here. I don't believe this is the the parasite that requires healing, or bug person that requires healing. It might be worth it to try to complete more of that quest line this time around, just because it could potentially result in more. So that might actually be worth the effort of it. Wait, did I just get invaded? I had no idea. Huh. Weird. Alright, something about the wall there. Yeah, something about the wall there just didn't like me climbing on it. Alright. Interesting. Was this the roundabout to... Yes, it was. Okay. This will be the access to the back of Rolana's area. Okay, cool.
I found it. He says the truth of it is evident. Go in that for sec. Go in that for sec.
Alright, beautiful. There we go. We do have 12k. Maybe we can squeak out a level. Yes, we can. Okay, cool. Faith does need to slowly creep up. At least a little bit. God damn it. That was bad. If you're counting right, you need to hit it 15 times, and your current record is like 4. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that definitely sounds like a rough time there, honestly, Kingdom. Not that I need to do the skip into Castle Ends this year, but I'm not gonna lie, I do enjoy skips like too much to not at least enjoy this, frankly. So there is that. Alright, beautiful. Again, not really sure why that worked in the way that it did, but we'll take it. We will, in fact, take it. Grace activated. Beautiful. What do we got? Somber 4. Okay. This might be worth it if I actually do end up using one of the throwing weapons, but I don't actively see myself doing that. Ooh, we did end up getting that. Okay. Alright, that's not terrible. Let's see here. Okay, cool. That's just a tiny little teensy bit better. Was this worth dropping down onto? Like, not really. But it is something. Actually, yeah, maybe this is something. What do we got here? Old games just had a lot of dumb bullshit. Yeah, old games did have, like, a good, large chunk of dumb bullshit, for sure. Alright, let's actually... Before I do that, there look to be more at the top of this tower. Old games had a lot of jank. Old games definitely had, like, a lot of jank. For sure. What we got? Wing stance. Okay. Right. Can't say I really want that, but cool. We'll take it. Oh, this actually just puts us right back to over here again. Okay, alright, cool. Alright, dodged. Beautiful. Shit. One dog. Somber 6 and a Somber 5. Beautiful. Didn't mean to roll right off the ledge like that, and that way just fast roll being goofy. Fast roll being, like, incredibly goofy. Alright, 2 gems. Alright, cool. You know what? We'll take it. He went right off that roof on his own accord, and we will take it. Not well enough, though, apparently. Alright. Alright. Somber 2. Alright, we have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8. Alright. I'm not sure in the DLC here where we're gonna get a 1. Okay. Renala's cameo, or Rolana's cameo, my bad. Alright, ignore the Moongrim Knight. I don't know if there's a ledge I can just kind of use to bully Moongrim here, but I can only hope, right? Admittedly, maybe I should have just said, you know, he's not worth the challenge, and just moved along with my life, but, well, here we are. Okay, cool. There's some stuff knocked out, at least. Alright, I think we could head back over here, go pick up the Great Katana. I am considering the Great Katana. It wouldn't be a terrible option. I could also see myself, frankly, farming the, trying to farm up the chicken leg, and just going for the chicken leg, frankly, because the chicken leg would also be, would be pretty good. It would just hands down be a really good weapon. So, that might just be what I do instead. We'll see. Alright, something over here. What do we got? Little bit of money. Oh, we got a jail. I'll probably get the grace for this jail, but I'm not going to actually do the jail just yet. Wow, this is a hell of a fucking run into this jail. Alright, cool. Gravebird armor. Actually, like, insanely good armor. Where's the katana pickup on the lake here? There it is. I think this is it. Yeah, it was. Okay, cool. I might be using the Great Katana, in all seriousness. It is absolutely killer, and it would be a little bit of a waste to not, like, want to use that. That should actually be useful, in all seriousness, if we were to use Square Off. That actually would be pretty useful. Potentially, maybe what we might do. We'll see. Oh, I thought there was something in here. Fuck. Okay, cool. Awesome. Wait, was there a pot brother out there? I mean, if pot brother is here... Alright, beautiful. We might, in theory, be ending things off here pretty soon. Yeah, we might actually be ending things kind of relatively soon here tonight. Move your dash. Okay, cool. I don't want our weapon to end up being the Lord Sworn, only because I think, to a certain extent, it is, again, really fucking good. But I'd kind of prefer to end up using something a little bit more DC, or DLC oriented. So I think in this case, we're probably going to avoid it, only because I would like to do that. That being said, if you were going to have a weapon that would and very strongly should kick a whole bunch of ass, I had to check just to see if it could. I had no money, so it didn't matter, but I wanted to see if I could scale down that area. It kind of feels like you should be able to, but oh well. Fair enough. But yeah, I think we might actually end things off relatively soon here. Okay. Let's, I think in this case, let's dedicate the last of our time here. We're gonna try and farm for that, which one was it? Was it this one? Order Reprimand. No. Solier. I think in this case it was Forge of Starfall. Let's try and, let's actually try and farm one of those chicken legs, I would say. We do have one silver tender. Let's try and make the silver tender work then in that case, I guess. Oh, I picked the wrong one. Whoops. Not where I meant to go. Awesome. Cool. You know, that probably was faster anyways. Just dying there, honestly, at that rate. I probably should have assumed something was up because that was slower. So, yeah. It might have been this one then. It likely was this one then. Yeah. I'm guessing, obviously, but still. one. Alright, he's going a little bit crazy. A little unfortunate. Please give me your weapon. Give me your weapon. That is string, not your weapon. I guess I could try to lead this guy over to the others, just to see if he'll do that. I mean, he is making his way downtown. Okay, alright, not bad. Okay, more string. Alright. Oh, last one died. Okay, beautiful. Okay, didn't get what I came here for exactly, but well, honestly, I could probably try one or two more times. How many upgrade stones do I have, actually? Not nearly enough. So pretty much in this case, if it's gonna work, it's gonna work. If it's not gonna work, then I have a different weapon picked out at that point. At least for the time being. Dex requirement is what's needed for the katana. Okay, alright. There's some string. Surely one of them have to drop their chicken leg. Alright, he's got that. He's got the 2v1. Surely. Come on. Surely one of these bastards has to give me it. Not really the trade I was looking for, but fuck it, it's fine. It's not really... this is not really the fight I was looking for, either, honestly, but I'd still like to try and farm the chicken leg, because I think in this case, if I had to pick, I do want to do chicken leg. That does seem like a good idea. 2 there, 2 there. Actually, I'll do 1 in Faith and 1 in Vigor for right now. At least our drip is coming along. That much is nice. Okay, cool. Well, the good news is nothing really of value happened there, so yay. Here we go. I'm gonna say if we, in this run, I might farm it off stream for the sake of sanity. Yeah, I might end up doing that at that point. Okay, they lost the fight pretty miserably. Yeah, it's kind of looking like it's going to be one of those... It's kind of looking like it's going to be one of those situations where we just have to farm this off stream. Which is fine for the most part. Like, it's not that deep. It's just probably going to be something that I just do. I just know of the weapons that I could have, I would prefer to do chicken leg. Just because I think that's a bigger overall vibe to what I would personally like. Alright. Alrighty, then in that case, I think that's exactly what we're gonna do here. But for the time being, I'm gonna leave it on that note. We're gonna go ahead and call it a night. Let's see here. I think in this case, if we do continue onwards, we need a little bit more strength overall. Faith will be a requirement too, of course, obviously. We might end up using the Great Katana for a short period of time, so it might be worth it to get that dex requirement up, so that way we can use it. There's definitely a couple situations where I could see the Great Katana coming in very useful. But that being said, I think that's going to have to be it for tonight, folks. Thank you all for joining me. I appreciate it as always. And as always, be sure to like and subscribe if you had a good time. If you didn't have a good time, then I guess in this case, just go ahead and leave a dislike, and also let me know what your least favorite part was. Yeah. No, I think that's pretty much about it. So take good care of yourselves, folks. I will see you all later. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday night here, and yeah. Take good care of yourselves. I'll see you all later. Thanks for stopping in.